Okay, hello. Good evening and welcome to Monday ByBuick show. Let me just check that this is going to happen. I think it is. Yes, it's looking encouraging. Yeah, I think we're happening. Okay. So let's get down to it. So it's kind of turned into a bit of a kind of a copywriting show. So I thought we'd make sure we change that this week. So we're going to do something else very business orientated, which is about Facebook ad targeting. Okay. So a bit different to what we have done, but super useful. I'm going to use a tool in a minute. If you want to get that, you can get it from click.com/WilcoExplore. Wilco is the name of the guy, and Explore is the name of the product. But see if you like it or not. I'm just mentioning it now that if you're wondering, how to get it, that's how you can get it. So here's the problem. This is what we want to do. So if you use Facebook's own targeting, or you use the Facebook Insights tool, that tends to be what everybody else and his brother's doing. So you're going to tend to end up with a very competitive, ad campaign there. And the other thing is that it won't be very efficient either. So, for instance, if you're selling golf stuff, and you just target the word golf, people interested in golf, then that seems okay. But the trouble is there are a lot of people who like golf who don't actually play golf. And also there are people who invest in very expensive golf kit, and people who just buy the odd packet of balls or something. So if you only target golf, we can argue about the percentages, but a good 80% of your ad spend could go on just golf lovers or casual golf window shoppers or whatever you want to call them. So you could think, well, we can do better than that, and we'll target Tiger Woods because Tiger Woods is a pro golf player, and golf lovers would probably know him and would target him. And maybe we could overlap the two, or just go for Tiger Woods. And again, that's possibly better. But again, any golf fan probably going to know who Tiger Woods is and follow him. Again, doesn't mean that they actually play golf. Doesn't mean that they spend super expensive money on golf kit. So again, it doesn't really help. And now we could go down the road, if that's the word, and pick some top players who aren't so limelight. Okay, but again, there's still a chance in my mind that they could be less than known celebrities or something like that. There's still a chance that fans would still know them. Doesn't really mean that that they play golf or buy golf kit, and that's really what we do. So as usual, the clue is probably in the question, I guess. So how do we know that they buy expensive golf kit? Well, if they follow any expensive golf kit brands, then most enthusiasts or window shoppers or whatever you want to call them probably don't know that many of the brands. Certainly, are less likely to have, to follow them. So, that's certainly, one of the things. Now, here's the weird thing, is that if we just follow the expensive golf brands, again, we get into this nightmare of, highly competitive ads, because your competitors, or your competitors who know what they're doing, will be bidding on this, and your competitors who don't know what they're doing will be bidding on this or this, and maybe the slightly smarter ones we're bidding on this. But if we only bid on that, the expensive golf kit brands, then we're still going to suffer this problem of high ad costs. Now, another thing you might think is that what should we say? Publications. So magazines and books from top authors, and maybe video courses or something like that. That might be another avenue. And again, probably could be, if they're reading a magazine. In theory, they're more dedicated and possibly buyers. But I'm looking for colour. There we are. But again, if we only bid on that, we're going to get high competition. High cost. I'm trying to say high cost ad campaigns. There we go. So the trick really, let me duplicate that up, I think. The trick really is kind of what I've drawn here. So if we do all of these, then and we do them as kind of like like this and like that and like that, and maybe for the for the celebrities, that's a kind of a thing of itself. So they're like this guy, or this guy, but they have to like one of the guys. Okay, so that might work, and that would give you more reach because and possibly more dedication because these are lesser known golfers, pro golfers, but lesser known. So it's really when we overlap all of these that we actually get the sweet spot, because nobody else is probably, or very, very few, are competing on this sweet spot. Sorry, here. So I'm using my heavy microphone still, and I'm using my mouse one-handed, and it's just awkward for some reason. Even though I only use one hand for the mouse, it just makes it awkward. I don't know why. Anyway, so it's really where these things overlap is where the sweet spot is. So if you know the niche well, then you can probably work these things out. You probably know the answers to these things already. But what occurred to me today was that it'd be good if we could create a process to do this. So even if we didn't know the niche, or we didn't know the niche as well as we thought we did, how could we formalize this to get the right answers? Okay, so that's what I want to do today. So I think the short answer, which way? Well, no, let's do it this way first. So let's just try the tool. So if we just put in golf with no real clue, what else, to do, let's just see, what it comes up with. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Okay, and we can also see that there are some other things going on here, where we can also, extend this. So golf associations, foundations. I don't know if there's any foundations. Websites, maybe blogs, forums, clubs. Yeah, maybe. So we'll just do that again. So did we get that time? We got 306. So with these extra things ticked, we get hopefully a few more. Oh, same number. Okay. That's weird. Right, so it's come up with these other words down here that we can either focus on or exclude. Actually, none of those really worrying me that much, so I'm not going to bother about that. So these are all or some of the groups. Sorry, these are the interests that that Facebook actually targets. So these should all be actually available in the ad campaign. So that's one thing. So that's good. We can sort it by audience size or whatever, or we can actually do that down here. So let's say that we want let's try 30,000. I don't know if that's worked. It's really hard to do that. Let's just do that. Okay, let's do that. And right, and then let's sort by size as well. Okay, so we can see Nike came in there for some reason. So golf, as you can see, is a very generic term. 102 million people. Doesn't really, help us. Some of they put Gulf of Mexico instead of Gulf of Mexico. I don't know what that's doing there. So a couple of things. So I presume that these are, some brands in the thing. I don't know what wavelength is. That may or may not be. Stranger Tiger Woods come up. I don't think miniature golf is really a thing. I might be interested in that. Certainly, I don't know what they mean by that, but golf carts would seem to be, important. So golf balls and golf equipment, they imply that people are into that. The Golf Channel, that sounds very, kind of consumer entertainment to me. That's another thing. Now that's particularly rules of golf. That sounds interesting. I think that's probably a shop or something. That sounds like it should be something. Don't know about that. That could be fan based particularly. Now that means that they're looking to learn, so that could be interesting. That would be, I'm surprised there's that many of them. That, and then maybe that, and that's about it. So that's our pick of the thing there, and we can. I thought we could save that actually. That must be on the other page. Oh, there it is. Right, okay. So we can save, the ones we've shortlisted there into, into a project there. So let's do golf audience like that. So that's, without doing anything else, that's given us some good things. We could, run a campaign on those, and there's over 1 million. Way over. There's probably 10 million or something, in there, and they're all kind of, more golf orientated than consumer golf orientated. So that's something. The other thing is, are there pages that we could, follow as well, or not, target as well. Sorry. So let's just go to the page one. Okay, and let's put golf in again. Oops. Okay, and if we had more terms, we could put them in, in there as well. Sorry, that's getting annoying. Let's get out of the way again. So this is looking at all the pages on Facebook that do with golf, and there's a special feature in here that will filter out only the ones that are actually targetable in an ad campaign. Let me just take a drink while we wait for this. Hopefully it won't be too long, but it is doing quite a lot of work actually. So let's see what it does. Just check that we're still, oops, going out. Oh, I closed it. Never mind. I presume we're still going out. Right, let's see if it's right. So it's done it now. So as you can see, it's come back with, I don't know how many. Yeah, with a load of results. Some may not be very popular, but we can just flip this button, and oh no, yeah, there we go. And then it should only show ones that, oops, that are targetable. There we go. So I don't know why it's got no likes on it. It's a bit weird, but it has got, you know, a fairly decent audience size. So again, we could, you know, filter it down. So let's say that we're only interested in things with, you know, 1,000 likes. We can exclude or, you know, get rid of. So I'll get rid of. That sounds German, so let's get rid of that. That's a misspelling. I don't really like that. Sounds German as well. Gulf country, Gulf spa. Don't think we want that. Oops, sorry. Okay, so let's see what that leaves us with. So it's just checking everything with this filter here. And let's see what happens. Again, it's going to take a moment because he's doing a lot of work. However many results there were, it's checking them against our criteria that it's not this and it's a, you know, certain size of likes and everything. And hopefully it will come up in a minute. And then we'll see. Okay, I might just go and I'll just use Google while we're waiting. Right, so that's doing the, you know, that job on its own. In a minute, I'll show you one of the special features that it has as well to create the costs over audiences. But first of all, let's wait for this to work. Let's just do a Google search for golf. So the first thing I'm going to do is Google suggest. So you can see that actually I'm just going to make a little swipe file just for our own benefit there. Right, so we've got Golf GT. Honestly, I don't really know what that is. So we got shoes and brakes. And also GTI came up. That must be some other thing. And if we type in a second letter, then yeah, we'll get all these other things come up. So golf apps, that's interesting. So if someone uses a golf app, they're probably recording their golf score, so that would mean that they're a player. So that's an interesting one. And again, if they're interested in golf apparel, then you know, maybe, probably they're you know, walking out on the field and doing it. So I should really use a tool to this because it'd be a lot easier. So betting's not really anything there. Golf clothing and golf cart. So golf cart is an interesting one because that would imply that they're a, you know, a serious player, and you know, fans wouldn't look for golf carts. So I might actually go down the golf cart road in a minute. Let's just do D. So in golf, wasn't golf course? Yeah, golf courses near me. So golf courses, you know, where they can actually play golf. That's obviously a major, you know, thing, because that means they're actually going to a golf course. So they must be playing golf. So that one's interesting. So I don't think we saw much in D. E. So golf equipment is just a bit too generic. And golf gloves is interesting, but I don't think that's a particularly targetable thing. So golf cart is, it wasn't golf club in, oh it is. So again, golf clubs could be, fans probably wouldn't be interested in that, so it could be golf clubs, but the cart still interests me the most, to be honest. So these could all be, consumery. Insurance, that's interesting. Again, that's pretty close. Okay, Golf Kingdom sounds like a shop. Yeah, so that's well, it's actually a course really. So that's interesting. So that could certainly be, if it's that big. It's obviously it's only in Essex. I'm in London. That's why the UK results are coming up. But French golf, not really into that. Okay, so that's not really helping me. So I think what we'll do is we'll look for golf cart here. So alright, covers, okay. So we've got some brands here. So that could be something. So go-kart's one of them. We could certainly look at Amazon. I'm not handing it here. No, not seeing a lot of good stuff there. So yeah, Amazon. Are we going to go cards? Yeah. So cruiser. That looks like one. That's not golf cart in my books. Anyway, Long Ridge. And Stewart. Okay, so we could, we should spend, a bit longer than this, but that gives you the kind of clue as to what we do. So basically, we can go to Google and find the top brands or the brands that come up with. For terms in the niche. So we did Longridge. Greenway. So I'll just put Greenway. Okay, so we're just going to see how likely that is, isn't it? So, so we check the brands with Amazon, because Amazon are going to have the best-selling brands that they have, which are probably some of the more popular ones. Yeah, so we've done that really. So let's get rid of that. But these are golf carts, so only people who are serious golf players would probably be looking for golf cart. Okay, that's my reasoning with that. Right, so this is finished. So let's just go back to the tool now. So let's just sort of page likes. It'll let me. There we go. So again, you see 6 million golf is to probably a Nike Golf, maybe. So there's an app there. That sounds like a game actually. So some things look semi good, and others don't. And then we get down to things which are too, probably too small. But they might add up. So I think most of those look alright. So I'll tick them all and then untick the ones that I don't want. Let's do it that way. So I'm going to. Oh, see again. Not all of those were targetable. So if we put the button on, instantly we can see which ones are targetable, which ones are not, and that helps us a lot to do it. So, right, that's obviously a player. These all look like brands or celebrities or maybe a magazine. Yeah, magazine. I presume he's a golfer. Miniature golf, don't think that's really suitable. That's hardly worth targeting, but it could be a customer. So these all look okay. So again, we can save that, and we'll put that into golf pages. So, but these should all be targetable on Facebook. Okay, so we're not having to put them in and find that they're not there or something. They should all be there. Now, one of the things that's good about this tool is why did that suddenly do that? Not sure what happened there. What happened there? So I'm not sure what just happened then. No, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, right, so okay, there it was. So, let me just. Right, let's take the mini golf out of it because it's the only one I didn't like. And don't really want a restaurant. Anyway, I'd go through them a bit, more finely than this. But basically we just do the ones we like the look of. So these are all done. So let me just save that as golf 2 actually. No, it doesn't do that weird thing again. Okay, so one of the nice things it does is that you can. How does it do that? Is that you can tick the. Let's pretend it didn't do that for a minute. So the list we had there, we would tick them all, and then we can do suggestions. So what it does is it puts the, the terms that it found back into the search and finds more. Okay, so down here we can see that there are other stuff. I don't know what John Dice has got to do with gold. But anyway, there's some weird ones there. Mind you, we only had a few there. Let's just I don't know what that's doing there. Let's go back to Golf 1. I don't know why they've all closed up there. Anyway, the basic principle is that we can, it must be a little glitch in the tool today, is that we can, drill in and then we can, select them and then stick them back into, so there was it's still doing that actually. But I only actually managed to put one in, so that's not so great. Anyway, let's say that we want all of those, and we'll use those as the suggestion. Right, there we go. No, it's still doing that actually. Okay, so it's a bit broken today. Anyway, but all these are in are in the Facebook targeting campaign. So that's the main thing. So we can actually do all of these, and then normally we can select these and then drill down again. But for some reason that's not working today. For some reason, which I don't know. And maybe it was that. Yeah, maybe it was that. Anyway, so let's just show selected and save that. Let's go 3 now. Okay. So that's mostly that, and then of course I've forgotten how to do the other thing, but I don't think it's that. No. Okay, so what we can do then is that basically, let's show this. Let's do it on that one. Yes, I think I can just call that up, can I? So let's just. That one. Right, so you see we've got this big list of stuff here. So anyone interested in any one of these things, that brings us back to the same kind of problem that we had here, in that it might be an interest but it may not be 100% keen. So what we can do is we can just simply divide however we want into so if I had 2 layers, right, you see the layers empty at the moment. So we can, if we know what we're doing, we can just drag, the ones as we want, to a different set, and then we just add another layer, and then we could add, just drag the golf carts down to that layer. So then what we would be doing is we'd run a and this will then actually go to an ad set. If I had one live, it would actually send this to the Facebook ad manager straight away. But what it would do is we would say that anybody who's interested in golf carts and who likes Tiger Woods or the Professional Golfers Association and any one of these, that's who we're targeting. So you can see how targeted that is. Okay, whereas other people might be just going, people who like Caddyshack, but for us we're saying people like Caddyshack and who like one of these celebrities and who like some top end gear. Okay, so let's find another. I've got another stubby in there, but you can see how we could divide this up a bit better. So let's put some more stores in there. Golf equipment's too vague. That's vague. That's not vague. That's vague. Caddyshack's probably one of these. That could be, but that one isn't. Okay. Right, so you can see what I've done there very quickly is that these are all generic terms, but that will give us the mass, right? You can see there's like 3 million people into this, but a lot of them will be fans, okay? Iron Golf's probably a brand, isn't it? WTT Golf's probably a brand. And anyone interested in rules of golf, they're probably really into golf. So we're saying anybody who's really into golf, who is either looking at the rules of golf or into golf carts, who also likes any one of these, and these are all kind of golf brands or top end golf things, and then we've got the mass of the golf, potentially golf fans. So we're saying give us everybody who's kind of a golf fan, but narrow them down into people who are, into serious golf things, and then narrow it down again into people who are really, serious about golf. Okay, so golf equipment, everybody will be targeting that. It's very vague. It could be fans, but it'd be very competitive. But if they're into golf carts and golf equipment, but the golf cart is a very high-end bit of kit, really. You need a lot of carbs to do it, and you're obviously taking it somewhere on the golf course. And rules of golf, I think, is probably I don't think it's it could be a consumery thing. Maybe I'm going to stick it back there. But it's probably okay. But we'll do it that way. But this way, we'll do it. But if we only target golf courses, this is my point. If we only target golf carts, although there's 2.3 million of them, we don't know. We know that they're more than fans, but everywhere else, other people may be competing on that as well. But they won't be competing on the combination of this and the combination of this with this. So when we get that triple, this triple, what should I say, triple crossover, then we know that they're, very serious about golf. So ideally, I'd find some more brands and stuff, to put in here. But you can see basically that now we've got this three-way overlap like we had in this, so that we know that we're getting the sweet spot. And it's basically, if nothing else, it's going to bring our ad cost down dramatically. That's why we're doing it. And it's going to be more, as I say, more productive than, cheaper than, just targeting, just the golf cart one. Okay, so obviously you can play with these as you want. So there's a random divide, so we could have just randomly split them. And, even that would have given us a very, fairly good indication, because the chance of them, hitting all three and not being a buyer would be fairly small. Okay, so it's a kind of a 3x kind of, narrowing down. Okay, but let's just do the other thing. Let's try that. So let's just do a new product. So we found some golf brands, of golf cart brands. So I'm going to stick those in. Oops. Especially if I hit the right button. Right, so cruiser. Okay, now it could be that this won't come up with anything, but I just wanted to see with the tool whether it was enough to get us an audience. So these are just the top brands that we found on Google for carts. Okay, I could have done it with clubs, or I could have done it with some sort of clothing or shoes or something like that. But I'm going to do these. And let's just see if they're coming up at all. So this is under audience search. And again, it's searching the whole of Facebook, so it's going to take a little while, but a lot quicker than us, going to inserts and typing them in one by one, to do that. Right, so there we go. So 68 results, so that's that's more than I expected, that's good. So the big question is going to be, I'll just take them all. I won't, we could go through it, but some weird ones in here. Anyway, let's just see, and also we'll see if we can, put them back in and find more. And we found a load of these. Some of those look a lot better. So, and then we could take all of those and just do it again. Suggestions. Right, there we go. And they're all ticked. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, these are the new ones. So some of these are not applicable actually. So I should have filtered them out, but I don't want to keep you waiting. So these are the ones that we've got, in the bag. And there are, 16 pages of these. And let's just save that again. Okay, so I should have cleaned that up a bit better, but but basically we've ended up with where does it say actually be on this page? I mean, they're not all great ones, but we basically ended up with, come on, there we are, 110 that might be targetable. So let's just open that up. And we could just do the the divide layer and just print them across, but so let's just add 2 layers. So I'll just do them randomly. So now you can see that we've got a third of the results here, third of the results here, third of the results here. So if I clean them up, then it'll only be people who like this and this and this. That would be our sweet spot. Okay, so let's just go back to. Probably should have done it under pages and not under audience. Sorry. Let's just swap that in. Okay. Oops. So these are just going to be pages. Which are, so we've seen that there's a lot of audience interest in these brands. I do need to filter them down to the ones that are not actually related, but just use the same name or something. That's why Stewart came up. So it's Martha Stewart. She's into cooking. She's not golf, but it was Stewart. So that's why some of them won't be relevant, but a lot of them will be. So that's the last one there. Okay, so it could be that nothing may come up, but let's just find out. So we're looking for pages which are, to do with these. Again, some of them may not be golf, particularly because Stewart is a very, generic kind of name. So let's just give that a second. So, just to recap, basically, if you know the niche, then you know what the crossover points will be, between the high-end kit and the publications and the kind of general mass reach. But if you don't, then you can go to Google and you can just reaffirm what Google think are the top ones. And then if that doesn't work and you're looking for more brands, then Amazon will probably carry, the top brands. So that'll be your top brand list. So what I've done now basically is I've put the top brand list of golfing carts, which is what I decided to go with. It could have been clubs, it could have been shoes, it could have been clothes, or it could have been golf courses, whatever you want to pick. And I've put those top brands now into the page search, and now I'm trying to see if there's any pages which match this. Now it could be that they're not, we've certainly seen that there were 110 interests that Facebook can target of those top brands, but so some of them are crossing over, so I need to clean them up. But we can certainly find interests of the brand if the brands are big enough, and if they're on Amazon, then hopefully they're targeted by Facebook. But now we're looking to see if there's any actual pages, so that we can just pick people who are fans of certain pages. Okay, but if we don't find any, we're still okay, because what we can do, let me just copy that again, is that we could let me put that on one side. I don't know if I need that or not actually. anyway, so rather than just targeting golf, we've basically got golf brands, golf celebrities. Let's change that to. Okay, so that'll give us our reach, and then into particular courses or whatever we need. So this is what most people would target, and it's a big audience, but it's very it's very broad, and there will be a load of fans, just pure fans in there. Whereas if we do this, then where they cross over, that should be a sweet spot. So we've increased our reach with the golf celebs. We've got people who know particular golf brands, and then we've got golf interests like books, magazines, courses, video training, and actually maybe even golfing courses if we knew enough big ones. So when all those three align, then we should be there. But if we can't find the golf brands here, that was my point, sorry, drifted off there, then we can do the other one. So it could be, bring that down again. I don't even know if we need that one, but anyway, but it could be people who like golf, but they know expensive golf brands. So stop mucking that up. So we could do golf as an interest, which, as I said, is going to be too broad, but it's going to give us the scale. Then we could filter them down by these brands. And then if we wanted to, we could filter them down again by some particular publications or books or whatever. And I think in that one we don't even need the golf celeb, to be honest. So we could replace that with that if we wanted to. So that'd be another way of doing it, and you could split test that campaign as well. Okay, so we could go either way with that. We could just go for golf celebs and these other two, or we could go for just golf as an interest and these other two. But that's broad, but not necessarily players. This is some particular golf brands, so definitely spenders in the golf niche. And then this shows their a huge interest in following the niche. So nobody, other people will be targeting this one only, or this one only, or maybe this one only. But when we combine them together, we get this sweet spot here. And as I said, we could swap out golf as an interest to golf as celebs. But even if these aren't big enough to target, we can still filter by them because they were brands that are in the Facebook list. Okay, so okay, so let's just see. Yeah, you see some of them will be the same name and not necessarily in golf. Well, there's actually found 2,172 things related to these brands. So let's just check which ones, if any, are targetable. And then, so these are actually pages that exist on Facebook. So it could be that we use, come on, it won't go over for some reason. Come on. Okay, I've upset it now. Anyway, once that button goes across, it'll actually show us that these pages are actually targetable in Facebook. So then it could be that we use, I just said it there. It could be that we use the pages which are targetable, which are related to the brand, as one of the lists, one of the things. So if they like any of those pages, then we'd use it. So even though these may not be big enough to target, on their own, or if they are, maybe they're too competitive, we can target the whole interest, then target the pages which are specifically related to the brands that we found, which are this, and then it could be that we do this one, who also like. Sorry, I have to Control C on the keyboard. There we are. It could be also a range of golf celebs. Okay, so just to summarise that, so if they're into golf and they like any of the pages that we found related to the brands, okay, and if they like any of the celebrities that we've picked, which also include lesser known celebrities, then they're highly likely to be a golf player. And because this is brands of golf carts, that also means that they're likely to what do I want to say? Be buyers of more expensive golf equipment. Okay, let me just bring that to the front. Let me send that to the back then. There we go. So again, the intersect would help us. So let's just see if it's sorted. Yeah, there we go. So these are all targetable. So they may not all be golf, but because we've got, in fact, we can filter some out here, can't we? We could just put movie in there and not have anything to do with movies in there. That'd be one. Anyway, but I won't do that now. But assuming that we either sort this list out or we don't care. Now, why wouldn't we care? Because these are all related to the brands, but they may not be golf. But because we've got golf in here as an interest, it doesn't matter, because unless they happen to be a golfer as well as whatever this is, a hotel, then they're not going to come up, and they're not going to come up again because they also have to be into the golf celebrities as well. So they have to be a keen fan at the very least. So that would basically, even though this list is very untargeted at the moment, and I don't know how many there are. I don't know how many there are. Anyway, there's a few. Then it won't matter because they'd also have to like golf and golf celebrities as well as this list of pages related to brand. Anyway, I've kind of done a terrible explanation of that really, and I've gone on way too long. But the bottom line is, what we're saying, what I want you to take away from this long-winded explanation, is that if we only target golf, or we only target big celebrities, or we only target big brands, whatever you pick, golf clubs or carts or clothes or shoes, whatever you want to do. If we only pick one of those, then we're going to be paying a lot because we're going to be competing with everybody else who's only bidding for one of those. So when we overlap them, okay, then they have to be in all three, camps, okay, basically. Then if that's happening, then that's the sweet spot, and then they're almost definitely a golf player who spends money on golf kit. Okay, however we want to do that. So I've found some brands, and then if I can't use the brands directly, I find pages related to the brand, or at least that I think are. Ideally we would clean this list up manually, but even if we don't, there's some of them will be engulfed there, and then Facebook will then triangulate the three. So even if it's a hotel, they won't count the hotel unless it's actually something to do with golf and expensive golf brands, or actually it was this one we used. So this is the list of pages including hotels, but unless they're also interested in golf and a range of golf celebrities, then they're not going to come up. So it will filter the hotels out for us. But it will include the golf brands that otherwise would not have been targetable. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to say. Anyway, what I wanted to do, other than show you the tool and show you, how easy it is, except for that one thing that was bugging it, it was to formalize the process. And basically we want, the three intersects. So we want, the broad interest, for each, basically to get the numbers up. Then we want, higher ticket brands in the thing. And then we want, ideally, a third one, which is, specific interests of, I'll call them doers for now. So, the example of that would have been, golf rules, okay, or golf courses. I mean, I'll put sites, golf sites. They're called courses, aren't they? But I don't want to confuse courses with training. Or it could actually be training. So if there's a golf instructor, on DVD or video or something, then, then that would be one of them. But so when we get these, three things together, like that, that's how it should have been, then when they intersect, then we're almost guaranteed that they will be, golf players, as I say. Hang on. Yeah, those three. That's what I'm trying to do. So that we get this effect here. And then this is the sweet spot. You see, other people are bidding on this only, so they'll be paying through the nose through it, whereas you're bidding only on this bit, where nobody else is really competing. And because of the way the Facebook algorithm works, the only way they can spend your money is if they work out these overlaps for you. So if it means, giving you the overlap for the golf celeb, then they will, because that's the only way they can spend your money. Whereas the guy just looking for golf celebs, they can give him any, any search for a golf celeb, basically. So that's why this crossover targeting, works. Okay, and as I say, so we've formalized, how we do this, basically by using Google. I forgot Amazon. Google and Amazon. Okay. So that's how we can do it. So if we know who we think the high ticket brands are, then you could just run with that. But if you want to confirm that and make sure you're not missing any of the more popular ones, then we can just Google it and Amazon it to actually find the right brands. And at the same time, the specific interests might come up as well with video training courses, golf places, sites, and the rules of golf. That was one of the ones that came up from Google. So when those three things cross over, as I say, we get this, and then we're the only people competing for this, so we get the advantage of the ad rate. So there we go. That's it. I'm just going to stop waffling now. So hopefully you got that. I know it's a bit long-winded, but you saw the process, so that's the important thing. So I'll see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow, in fact. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.